The left has now destroyed their reputation to the point that AOC can't even sign on to the party label anymore. 2024 was a massive embarrassment for the left, and they still don't get it. They keep trying the same old tricks, and it keeps coming back in their face. AOC isn't the only one that's been forced to distance herself from the party. Reporters from Politico to CNN have been threatening to leave the left in their rearview mirror.
I believe that we need to be a party of brawlers for the working class.
There you go.
And we have turned into a party that caters, and this is reflected in the electoral results. We have become a party of people who cater to like this weird, like almost people who call themselves upper middle class, but they're actually like kind of wealthy.
You're talking about me now, aren't you?
No, you're not middle class at all.
No, I meant wealthy.
No, seriously though, I'm just glad people are starting to understand how toxic the left is as a brand. I mean, how are people supposed to trust a party that silences dissent and demands that every member be a monolith and sign on to absolutely every point of the ideology? And if there's ever the slightest disagreement, you're gonna be ostracized. You're gonna be made to be the other. You're gonna be kicked out of the in-group. Can anyone blame these people for seeing the writing on the wall and looking for a life raft? Let me know where you guys think the Democrat Party goes from here, man, because to me, it looks like they're just as likely to find common ground in the center in their moderate base as they are to actually splinter into two parties, one moderate and one the extreme radicals on the left.
We've been chasing this affluent group and making all of these little concessions and hoping that working people don't notice.
Whoa, did AOC actually say something that makes sense? Hey, if you could like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment, or share the video, I would really appreciate it, guys. It helps get the word out to the algorithm. You know it's getting bad when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that she's getting fed up with the systems of the Democrat Party.
There are rules and structures and orders in the Democratic Party. One that we know very well is seniority. And they, it's like, it's a seniority rule type of system. And it is true.
Oh, we all know that the Democrat Party does not make their choices based on merit, whether it's entrance into college, hiring in the corporate world, and I am sure when it comes to leading committees, I would not be surprised at all. The one common denominator, the one unifying theme in all of these policies seems to be that the Democrat Party values your immutable characteristics like your skin color or what genitalia you may or may not have. Then they value what you bring to the table and what you can accomplish. She also called out Congress for insider trading.
There need to be Democrats who walk the walk and talk the talk. There is an insane amount of hypocrisy, and the hypocrisy is what gets exploited to use the cynicism. And wherever there's a hypocritical window, for example, I think one of the most biggest examples of this is insider trading in Congress. Like,
dude, I don't know if I do I give snaps? I don't know what the kids do anymore, but like, dude, it is like, that's so crazy.
It's so crazy. It's crazy. I mean, like and this is the thing. It's like people think that everyday people are stupid. I'm like, do you all really think that people don't see this shit? Like,
they sit on a committee, they get information about a drug or a contract or a thing. They immediately make a call. The stockbroker changes things and their portfolio swells.
Explodes. It explodes.
What are we doing?
And you're doing this on public trust.
Right.
On like taxpayer finance, public, facilities. Like it, of course.
You're regulating the market that you're trading on.
Exactly. And
you
like
run the casino.
And then we're supposed to act like money doesn't only corrupts Republicans. Give me a fucking break.
There have been calls for a ban on lawmakers trading stock, and representatives like Nancy Pelosi have been the target for criticism over the trading done by them or their families. Yo, you guys gotta check this out, man. I'm really glad that they mentioned Nancy Pelosi, dude, because I think you guys are really gonna like this, man. If you guys check out itschromoshop.com, we got Nancy Pelosi, because she's a major bull making all types of money on the stock market, man. I think it is a beasto shirt. You should check it out. Oh, but you see, it doesn't stop there, because ex-Politico reporters reveal cowardly editors buried bombshell Hunter Biden laptop stories and fueled the whole misinformation narrative involving the ex-president. A pair of former reporters at venerable DC-focused outlet Politico slammed their cowardly editors at their ex-outlet for burying stories about Hunter Biden's laptop, as well as other major stories, contributing to a false narrative that misinformation was being spread about the Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden before the 2020 election. He goes on to say that instead of reporting on the Hunter Biden laptop, Politico reported on the 51 intelligence agents or former intelligence agents that said the laptop was disinformation, even though later on it came out that the laptop story was true.
But then Facebook also pulled all stories down about the Hunter Biden laptop, and I think Twitter did at the same time too.
Correct.
Yeah.
They punished the New York Post. It didn't help. I mean, Politico, my former employer, and I knew at the time, didn't do itself any favors. I was covering Biden at the time, and I remember coming to my editor and saying, hey, we need to write about the Hunter Biden laptop. And I was told this came from on high at Politico. Don't write about the laptop, don't talk about the laptop, don't tweet about the laptop. And the only thing Politico wound up writing was that piece that called it disinformation, which charitably could be called misinformation at the least.
Did he call Politico's chosen story disinformation? At the end there, I swear, it sounded like he was calling Politico disinformation. What a symbol of how the establishment's reputation has collapsed. Politico was supposed to be their fact checker, their unbiased source of central news information. And now their reporters are leaving and saying that no, Politico has actually been involved in spreading disinformation. A Politico rep pushed back on the characterization in a statement to Mediaite, which first reported on the airing of grievances. Seems like a case of false memory, given that across the years they referenced, Politico journalists led the way on wide-ranging reporting on the business dealings of Joe Biden's closest relatives. I don't know about you guys, but I highly disagree with the characterization of Politico's reporting by that rep. So they attempt to paint their old reporter Caputo as a liar by saying they actually had one of their top reporters on the Bidens reporting on the Biden family business dealings at the time, right? And he ended up releasing a book, Inside the First Family's 50-Year Rise to Power, published September 21, just after Biden took office. But here's the thing. Caputo had this story back in 2019, and his editor had him bury it because the Bidens were rounding up political support. And yeah, this book that guy released, while it captures some of the sentiment, it is definitely a whitewash. And partisan hack Jim Acosta, yo, he is on midnight shift now. He goes from 10 a.m. to between midnight and 2 a.m. and now he's threatening to quit. Oh my gosh.
Jim, we're leaving. Come on, Jim. Go. We're done.
Journalists exist to seek the truth, to tell people's stories, to lift up voices that may not be heard otherwise.
Here we go.
If you don't mind, Mr. President, that this caravan was an invasion. This isn't about bullshit. It's about betrayal. We are not the enemy of the people. We are the defenders of the people.
We hear from a lot of people who see these briefings as sort of happy talk briefings. And
No happy talk today.
You remember Donald Trump and his motley crew? Or is that motley coup? Or I have another idea. Perhaps you could just look in the mirror. There you go. See? You just cracked the case.
CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN.
This sounds like Fauci derangement syndrome. You may recall I recently described Fox News as the bullshit factory. This is not Fox, Congressman.
Wait a second. That's the interview that took out his career, isn't it?
This is not Fox, Congressman. You can't just spin a tail and pull the wool over people's eyes. This is CNN. This is the news. We are asking you to come on and tell the truth.
And that's why more people are watching the Cartoon Network SpongeBob reruns right now, Jim.
So that was only a couple of days ago, and now he's getting moved to midnight and threatening to quit the network. That's a little too much coincidence for me. I bet you guys anything, that interview ended his career. Kind of like how Trump ended LA Mayor Karen Bass's career when he demolished her at the wildfire briefing. Check it out up here. Let me show you exactly why the deep state is panicking that Trump is releasing JFK, RFK, and the MLK files.